colorful world of the Maze Kingdom, Pac-Man was a hero to all the little dots that lived there. Every day, he would gobble up dots, collect fruits, and dodge the tricky ghosts named Blinky, Pinky Inky, and Clyde, who loved to cause trouble. One sunny morning, Pac-Man received some troubling news. A rare and powerful Power Pellet had gone missing from the center of the maze. This was no ordinary Power Pellet. It had the power to light up the entire maze and keep it safe from the ghosts. Without it, the Maze Kingdom would be dark and full of ghostly dangers. Pac-Man knew he had to find the lost Power Pellet and bring it back. So he put on his adventure hat, took a deep breath, and stepped into the maze, ready for anything. As he entered the maze, he noticed the usual happy dots were hiding, peeking out from the walls and trembling. Pac-Man waved to them, calling, "Don't worry, little dots. I'll bring the Power Pellet." He had barely taken a few steps when Blinky, the red ghost, appeared around the corner, floating with a mischievous grin. Blinky's eyes gleamed as he called, "Looking for something, Pac-Man?" Pac-Man took a brave stance. "Blinky, do you know where the Power Pellet is?" "Oh, I might know," Blinky said, smirking. "But you'll have to catch me to find out." With that, Blinky zoomed down the path, disappearing into the twisting corridors of the maze. Pac-Man chased after him, his heart pounding. He knew the ghosts were faster in the dark, so he'd have to be clever. He took a shortcut through a hidden tunnel, popped out in front of Blinky, and caught him by surprise. "All right, Blinky, tell me where it is," Pac-Man said firmly. Blinky sighed. "Fine. The Power Pellet is hidden in the haunted corner of the maze, but you'll never get there. It's guarded by riddles and traps." Pac-Man wasn't discouraged. He loved a good challenge. He thanked Blinky the red ghost and set off toward the haunted corner, feeling determined. As he got closer, the maze became darker and spookier. The walls were covered in glowing vines and eerie sounds filled the air. Suddenly, Pac-Man heard a voice echoing through the maze. "To pass this way, you must answer my riddle," the voice said. Pac-Man stopped, looking around. "All right, what's the riddle?" The voice chuckled and said, "I am not alive, but I can grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. What am I?" Pac-Man thought for a moment, tapping his chin. Not alive but can grow. That sounds like fire." The voice laughed. "Correct. You may pass, brave Pac-Man." Pac-Man continued forward, feeling proud of himself. But his challenges weren't over yet. As he reached the next part of the maze, he found himself face to face with Pinky, the pink ghost. Pinky was known for her trickiness and speed, and she floated in front of... "If you want to get by me," Pinky the pink ghost said, "you'll need to show me some dance moves." Pac-Man chuckled. He was pretty good at dancing. He started to wiggle and twist, moving in silly circles and bouncing to an imaginary beat. The dots hiding nearby giggled as they watched Pac-Man's funny moves. Pinky laughed so hard that she drifted out of the way. All right, you can pass," Pinky said, still giggling. Pac-Man continued his journey, now feeling even more determined. The haunted corner of the maze was close, but he knew the ghosts would try one last trick to stop him. Just then, he spotted Inky and Clyde waiting for him near the dark end of the maze. "Pac-Man," Inky called. "To get the Power Pellet, you'll need to outsmart us both." Clyde the white ghost added, "And you'll need to stay calm in this creepy part of the maze." Pac-Man took a deep breath. He was a little nervous, but he knew he had to be brave. He carefully made his way around the twisting paths, keeping an eye on the ghosts' reflections in the walls. Inky the blue ghost and Clyde the white ghost tried to corner him, but Pac-Man used his wits to dodge them, slipping through a narrow path that led him to the very center of the haunted corner. And there, glowing softly in the middle of the dark maze, was the lost Power Pellet. Pac-Man walked up to it, feeling a sense of triumph. Just as he reached out to take it, he heard Blinky the black ghost, Pinky the pink ghost, Inky, and Clyde appear behind him, floating close. "What do you think you're doing, Pac-Man?" Blinky sneered. Pac-Man turned and faced them, holding the Power Pellet. "I'm taking this back to the Maze Kingdom. Without it, the maze will be too dark and dangerous for everyone." The ghosts looked at each other, then back at Pac-Man. They saw the bravery in his eyes and the determination to help his friends. Finally, Pinky the pink ghost sighed. "All right, Pac-Man. We didn't mean to make it so dark. We just wanted a little fun." Pac-Man nodded, understanding. "Maybe next time we can all celebrate together. Everyone in the maze can have fun." The ghosts agreed, and they floated back into the maze walls, vanishing with faint, happy glows. With the power pellet safely in his hands, Pac-Man made his way back to the village, where all the dots cheered and danced in delight. He placed the power pellet back in its spot, and the entire maze lit up with a warm, golden light, brightening every corner. "Thank you, Pac-Man!" The dots cheered, jumping up and down in excitement. "You saved us!" Pac-Man smiled, feeling proud and happy. That night, the Maze Kingdom celebrated with a huge feast of fruit, laughter, and dancing, with Pac-Man as the hero of the day. And from that day forward, Pac-Man and the ghosts learned to live in harmony, sharing the maze and its treasures together. And so, with the power pellet restored, the Maze Kingdom remained a place of light, laughter, and endless adventure for all.